Hi, my name is Rick Mannon, and I'm an inductee into the Brantford Minor Sports Hall of Recognition. I'm honored today to be interviewing Dan Gratton for the sport of hockey. Dan Gratton was a key member of the Brantford Minor Hockey League and played in numerous finals and the Memorial Cup. He was drafted as 10th overall into the Ontario Hockey League by the Oshawa Generals and also in 10th spot in the National Hockey League by the Los Angeles Kings. Dan spent 2 years with the Canadian Olympic program, competing in the Spengler Cup, Pravda Cup, and the Izvetia Cup, and winning the gold medal world and junior team in 1985. He went on to 6-year European play, which included time in Switzerland, Austria, Italy, Denmark, and the United Kingdom. So Dan, what drew you into your sport?
I think for me, a big part of it was I come from sort of a hockey family. I had my dad that played hockey, my uncle played hockey. So that brought a lot of my other family members into the sport of hockey. So they got excited about it, and I was around it my whole life. Growing up, I was always at the rink. I was going to watch my dad play, my uncle play. It just became something that you got used to doing, going out for a skate. But I think also the climate for us back then, I remember having winters where there was 5-10 feet of snow. There was options to play ice hockey at the park. You could play it at school. You could play it anytime you wanted. So all of your friends would gather around and you just started playing hockey. And then the more you played it, the more you fell in love with it.
Good answer. Do you have any mentors that have had an impact on your life, your sport, or your career?
Sure. There's probably way too many to think of. All my junior coaches, from my parents to my coaches to my friends. There's been a lot of people in my life who have kind of taken time aside to help me out, to help guide me, give me advice. There's way too many. My grandparents, to start with. There's way too many to mention, but I think all throughout my career there's been coaches and teammates and friends that have contributed to my success and helped kind of guide me in the right path.
Great. What are some of the highlights of your career?
Some of the highlights would be the World Junior Team, the gold medal we won in 1985. That kind of gave me my first taste of international ice hockey experience. And then follow up by getting drafted first round to NHL. But I still believe in my heart playing international hockey was probably the greatest thrill and the experience for me. I remember going into Moscow one time and looking across the bench, and there's Viktor Tikhonov. You know, and he's staring right down, he's staring at us, right, and just the intensity. It was real neat to kind of play against people like that.
That would be a good experience. How has sport impacted your life?
Sport basically has made me who I am today. It's allowed me to be competitive, not take no for an answer, fight through, work with teams, in team atmospheres, manage people, motivate people. I think being around 20-25 guys every single year really gives you the experience in how to deal with people, how to push yourself and respond to specific coaches.
What does it mean, you being inducted into the Brantford Area Sports Hall of Recognition?
I was thinking about this for the last few months, and to me it's an acknowledgement, a sense of accomplishment. I'm trying to find the right word, a sense of accomplishment, that I've done something in my career and obviously had some success and made people happy and made some people proud. For me, it's just that I've been acknowledged for what I've done. It's a great feeling.
Good. What advice would you share with a young aspiring athlete?
First and foremost, I would say find your passion. If you're playing hockey and you have no passion for it, I would say step back and take a look at it. You need to understand what passion is. To have passion for a job or for a sport or for anything you do in life, it just creates hard work, dedication, commitment. But I think without passion, you don't have very much to go on.
That's good advice. Any other comments or thoughts you have, Dan?
Not at this time. I just had a great time growing up in Brantford, being around the players that I played with throughout the years growing up, and we grew up together, and all the parents. we built so many bonds back then, and I remember coming out of the rink with the cowbells going, and we'd go away on tournaments, and it was such a family atmosphere. And the biggest thing I think of back then was everybody was pulling for the same thing. There wasn't as many distractions as far as money and fame and fortune. It just made it more relaxing and more fun.